I start by covering the surface of a PMMA sheet with paper tape. And then I draw the outline of the blade onto the tape. While cutting the PMMA, the tape protects the blade from scratches and cracking. PMMA is a thermoplastic, which means that it can melt and solidify again when cut due to the heat generated. Therefore, I have to cool everything with water. The inverted spear of heaven is a dagger that was created by reshaping the head of an actual spear. So it makes sense to first make an symmetrical spear head, and then just cutting off one side. I cut out the more complex shapes with a handsaw. This will reduce the risk of breaking the PMMA, especially because blade has a lot of angles, which could easily induce a crack. After the rough cutting, I use a set of files to smoothen the edges and to get the details on the blade. Unfortunately, the tape did not protect the blade as good as I thought. Therefore, I have to use some 400 grit sandpaper to smoothen the surface of the blade. I make the Tsuba from a 12mm thick wood fiber plate. After drilling some holes in the middle of the Tsuba, I use a file to widen the opening so I can later fit it on the grip of the blade. To give the Tsuba a little more detail, I cut a line around the edges with a Dremel. It's a small detail, but it really gives some character to the piece. The grip is made from a cardboard roll that was previously wrapped in cling film. It has the perfect width to hold the handle of the blade. To fit the handle, I simply use some leftover wood parts. They will later connect to the blade handle with the PMMA through some sticks that I glue inside the holes. It doesn't have to be pretty because no one will see it later. Before painting the blade, I cut the pattern in the blade with a Dremel. After sanding and cleaning the surface of the PMMA blade, I can paint it with commercial spray paint. It sticks to the surface very well, so no procurement is needed. Before painting the Tsuba, I have to apply multiple layers of Plastidip. This will seal the surface so the actual paint can be applied better. After that, I add a layer of clear paint. It will protect the paint on the blade and the Tsuba and give both parts a shiny finish. The collar between the blade and the Tsuba, called Habaki, is made of EVA foam. After gluing both ends together with contact cement, I add a layer of Plastidip and paint it in metallic gold. Now I can begin to assemble the parts. The trickiest part is the handle and the connection with the chain at its end. I bent open a belt buckle and drilled some additional holes in the wood pieces, which will sit inside the handle. Now I can fit the ends of the belt buckle inside the holes and add a ring between the wood pieces to attach a chain. Now I can simply align the holes from the wood pieces with the holes I drilled in the handle of the PMMA blade and put small sticks in it. I drilled 2 holes in the paper roll and put one end of a paracord rope through one of the holes. This will be the starting point from where I roll it on the handle. After that, I just press the handle inside the cardboard roll. Now, I can just spin the handle and wrap the paracord around it. At the end, I pull the paracord through the second hole and glue it inside the cardboard roll. To fill the gaps between Tsuba and paracord, I glue a gold-colored EVA stripe into the cardboard roll. Also, I used some leftover pieces of EVA to hide the belt buckle. To cover it up, I use another stripe of gold-colored EVA foam. Now the handle also has a decent end piece. I decided that I want to give the blade a used look, so I added a layer of chrome spray paint and rubbed a piece of paper over the wet paint.